Hello and welcome back to our series on looking at furniture in Wesley's house. Today we're looking at two chairs, one of them here and the other one behind me. This one is known as the Wesley Conference Chair because it was used at the first conference, or the first meeting rather, which Wesley organized in 1744 for all his ministers and lay preachers, and which was used indeed at the foundry. It's a very nice chair in walnut. It has shepherd crook arms. They're called shepherd crook because they remind of a shepherd's crook. And it's lovely quality with nice cabrio legs, pad feet here, and nicely extended feet here at the back as well, which is a real sign of quality. It has been recovered at some point in this wool cotton cover, probably in the last 50 years. And I imagine originally it would have had a leather cover. But it is a really nice 18th century chair, and of course for Methodists it really has a very, very important association. It was used until 1932, so for almost 200 years on an annual basis. So, lovely chair, and we're very lucky to still have that in the collection. This is our second chair, although it is not so much of a chair as an exercise machine, in an early gym in fact, an 18th century gym. It's also known as the chamber horse, and we know that John Wesley had a chamber horse in his dining room, although this particular one isn't the one that belonged to John Wesley. We bought this one at auction about 5 years ago, but it is almost identical to the one Wesley would have had. It is also virtually identical to a model shown in Sheraton's Director in 1793, where there's an engraving, and indeed it is almost the same. Let's have a closer look at it. There is a step that pulls out, so that would have enabled smaller people to step up to it. It's made from mahogany, this part covered in leather, and the leather cover part contains about a dozen tightly coiled springs held together by 4 boards, with the idea that you, once you had stepped onto it, sat down, held onto the arms either side, and bounced up and down. This then created a movement akin to horse movement. Let me just show you this carefully. I won't do it too strongly because the leather is very fragile these days. But the idea was that you would do it for half an hour to an hour at a time and increase your level of physical fitness. We know Wesley used it, and we also know that he advocated within the family using it. There is a reference in a letter on the 18th of August 1790, where Wesley wrote, "I wish you would desire George Whitfield to send you the chamber horse out of my dining room, which you should use half an hour at least daily." Interestingly also, we know that George III and his family, his children, had a chamber horse. It was made for them by the Royal Cabinet Maker. And Jane Austen mentions a chamber horse in her unfinished novel Sanditon in 1817. So quite nice literary association there.